Hey ladies and gentlemen, once again welcome to Obed Nyamongo Media. If you are watching this channel for the first time, take a second or two to subscribe to our channel so that we can grow together. Ladies and gentlemen, once again I want us to look into the numbers as they stand and the country supporting Raila Odinga at the AUCC seat that is about 24 or 48 hours to go because the vote is being cast on Saturday 15th February. That is one day to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd already shared with you the list of countries that were supporting Raila Odinga. There were 29 when we had, there were 28 when we had William Samoei Ruto's vote, which is a must. They formed 29 countries. So, but before I give you that list, because we have one country that is Burundi, we expect it to add up to the 29 countries to form them 30. But there is one thing that I wanted us also to talk about. That's the AUCC bid is not only two candidates who are going to run. We have also the Madagascar candidate called Richard. Richard is a Madagascar candidate. He will be on the ballot with Raila Odinga and Yusuf Mahmoud of Djibouti. And he is a candidate who is not very popular because the race is closely running between Raila Odinga and Yusuf Mahmoud. But it's very important to know the prospects of the Madagascar candidate because this is an election that entails lobbying. These candidates will get to the ballot, vote round one. In round one, there are high chances that neither of the candidates will get the required 2/3, which is 32 plus countries. A candidate can win with 27, 24, 25. So the lobbying will continue where people will recampaign, and the Madagascar candidate will be a determinant because at some point, if the numbers will not be working for him, he'll drop out. Which means when he drops out, he'll likely support either Raila Odinga or Yusuf Mahmoud. Ladies and gentlemen, Madagascar candidate is likely to support the Djibouti candidate. All prospects show that he's likely to support the Djibouti candidate. So the Madagascar vote will turn to go to the Djibouti candidate. And the countries that will be were supporting the Madagascar candidate will change allegiance either to support Raila Odinga or Djibouti candidate. Most of these countries will be from the SADC, that's the South Africa Development Community, and most of them are likely to go to the side of the Djibouti candidate because there was a rumor earlier that the SADC countries were going to support the Djibouti candidate. Although Raila Odinga himself flew all the way to the South Africa part of Africa, campaigned amongst these heads of states. If you saw the photos of him meeting with the South Africa president and other presidents from the South Africa region. But ladies and gentlemen, there were those already countries that were expecting, or we expect that they are going to vote for Raila Odinga. And in East Africa, as you can see on this list, we have Uganda, DRC, Rwanda, South Sudan, Mauritius, Eritrea, Tanzania, Ethiopia. And from West Africa, Ghana, we have Cote d'Ivoire, we have Gambia, Senegal, Benin, Togo, and Guinea-Bissau. And South Africa, where Raila Odinga has really done great work over the last 2 months because this is where there was a contention because some of these countries were or had high chances of voting for the Djibouti candidate. So Raila Odinga himself had to fly to these countries, meet heads of states, and try to convince them to vote for him. And when Raila Odinga went there, these are the list of countries we expect from the South Africa region to vote for him. We have Lesotho, Botswana, Zimbabwe, South Africa. And South Africa is a key country because the South Africa president, they have had long ties with Raila Odinga. We expect that that vote will actually go to Raila Odinga. It's one of the sure votes we have. Namibia, Mozambique, and Zambia. And then from the North Africa, we have Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. Ladies and gentlemen, if you add these countries, they form 28 in number. But as usual, we have the Kenyan vote by President William Ruto, which forms these countries to be 29. And yesterday, in the last minute campaign, in the last minute to seek support, Raila Odinga flew to Burundi. And you can see very well that Raila Odinga understands that the numbers have not already been achieved because it requires 2/3 of the 49 heads of states who yesterday had promised that, or had recorded their attendance to vote. All the 49 required heads of states will be casting their votes because they did confirm, and Raila Odinga knows very well that the numbers have not been met, because as up to yesterday, the countries I know were supporting were 29. So he moved, or he flew the way to Burundi. You can say that Burundi is not on that list. The Burundi vote, it was highly expected to go to the Djibouti candidate, that's Yusuf Mahmoud, and Raila Odinga flew there to try and seek that support. And he met the Burundi president, where he seek the support from the heads of states. But one thing, ladies and gentlemen, that is very fun about this election is that the campaign you do does not necessarily mean that you are going to get that vote. These votes are beyond actual campaigns. They extend to diplomatic issues, and diplomatic issues are the greatest thing that is going to play out come Saturday. Remember that. You can even remember very well President Ruto and Raila Odinga made a state visit to Egypt, signed a list of memorandum, and even in that state visit, Raila Odinga asked support from the Egypt candidate. But some days later, 2 days later, Egypt state declared support to the Djibouti candidate, something that happened due to the diplomatic issues. Another thing is that while the AUCC elections have been happening previously, and we have been having different chairs of African Union, it's only one time in history that when there was a French-speaking candidate who is Islam lost to an English-speaking candidate from South Africa. That lady from South Africa who served as AUCC chair. And it's only been one time that French-speaking nations considered supporting an English-speaking candidate when there is a French-speaking candidate on the list and who is Islam. The Djibouti candidate, Yusuf Mahmoud, is a French-speaking candidate, is an Islam is an Islam candidate, and also is an Arab candidate. So these are the greatest things that we expect to play outcome on Saturday. But on actual campaigns, Raila Odinga has done better than the Djibouti candidate. Maybe Raila Odinga is going to be the second candidate to ever win an election when we have a French-speaking candidate on the ballot, that's Djibouti Mahmoud. And also one thing we'll be watching, as I've told you, is the Madagascar vote. How many votes in the first round is the Madagascar Richard going to get? Because this candidate at some time will pull out of when lobbying is done. That's lobbying is campaigning and seeking votes from different heads of states. So the number of votes he'll get in the first round, be it 6, be it 5, be it 10, when he pulls out, these votes will change allegiance to a specific candidate. The same thing that happened in 2017 when Amina Mohamed, our candidate, was running for that seat, is that she won in the first round. She actually won in the first round, and she had about 17 votes, and the Musa Faki, the current chair, had 14 votes. That was round one. But as lobbying was being done and the candidates were dropping out of that race, they preferred to vote the allegiance to move to the Musa Faki candidate of Chadi, and that's how Amina lost that seat. So when lobbying is being done and presidents are considering their options, it's a very, very great thing that is going to play out come on Saturday. But I'll be following, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be informing what's happening. Remember to subscribe, like this video, and share it if you need to share it. And you can tell me in the comment section, do you think Richard, the Madagascar candidate, when he pulls out, will he support Raila Odinga with those heads of state support Raila Odinga, or they will prefer supporting the Djibouti candidate? I'll do my best time to read and give you a response. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe whenever you are as we follow this AUCC seat in the last bit of it.